Starseed, and welcome to this episode of the Sacred Soma Supplement Seminar, the series. I did the first Sacred Soma Supplement Seminar a couple weeks ago about mushroom and non-mushroom allies, and this particular presentation or discovery and highlight is going to be on two of the non-mushroom allies available to us to have our bodies functioning at its best. And those two ingredients are NAC and Ashwagandha. Now, I have these are two of my personal favorites, and I think that they don't get enough love in the grand scheme of things as it comes to fitness and supplements. As you guys may or may not know, I have worked in the supplement industry. It was my start in digital way back in the day. I used to work for Wellness Life Sciences and diet pills and all of that good stuff. So I'm very aware of how confusing the supplement industry can be. And so this is going to be more of a focus on specific ingredients, very specific supplements that you can leverage to help your body feeling its best. So without further ado, let's get into the actual presentation. We're going to get into all of the different supplements that can have your body feeling like its best. Now, these are not to be confused with anything pharmaceutical. What we mean by supplements are anything from a natural source. NAC, we'll get into the specifics of each of the things that we are looking at today. But as it comes to supplements themselves, there's a lot on the market as it comes to proprietary blends or things like that. So this is really going to be a focus on the very specific mechanisms of action of each of the ingredients that we are recommending. But also remember, this is also a focus on giving insight into the ancient practice of Ayurveda, where based on your constitution, you will want different ingredients that will help you feel your best or have your body working at its best, having your earth avatar functioning and running smoothly, purring like a kitten, so to speak. Okay, just a quick overview about what we're going to be discussing in this segment of Soma Supplements. We are first going to go into an introduction as to why we're even doing this presentation, as well as a way to understand why you would even want to be supplementing in the first place. I know that sometimes there's discomfort around the idea of swallowing a capsule, swallowing a pill, but remember, this is just a natural ancient practice that our ancestors have been doing for years, and it's something that through alchemy of these different things that nature has provided for us, we can have our bodies stay balanced and supported with all of the environmental toxins and factors that we have to contend with in this day and age. So we're going to go into Soma Supplements, just a little overview of that, defining our terms a little bit. And then we're going to go into NAC, a little bit of research behind NAC, as well as the article that I wrote about NAC, about how the FDA tried to ban it. Then we're going to get into Ashwagandha, which is a bit of a rock star when it comes to the Ayurvedic world. And then we're going to get into some of the supplementation do's and don'ts. And then finally, we're going to continue it, a to be continued conclusion, I suppose, for more magic and how you can contact us if you would like to have some guidance in creating your own personal supplementation practice. So much fun stuff to look into this episode. Let's get into it. Welcome to this supplement seminar of specific supplements for your earth avatar that I've done research on and use personally. The supplement industry is a vast and confusing one, and due to mistrust and misinformation out there, I have decided to put together an informational video seminar series in order to help my human family build a sacred Soma personal practice. This talk is about NAC and Ashwagandha specifically, but on a weekly basis, we will be releasing a highlight on different supplements from an ingredient perspective that may make a huge difference in your quality of life. Now we're going to get into Soma supplements specifically and what our NLP is regarding Soma and supplements. Soma's meaning is multi-layered, and we subscribe mainly to the idea that you are a divine being having a somatic experience. And as such, you should take care of this body that we have chosen to have this experience in. As it comes to supplements, supplements are exactly as they sound and what they sound like. They are to supplement your current food or dietary intake. For a variety of reasons, it can be super tough to get the appropriate amount of nutrients and minerals and vitamins from the food that we eat, let alone even affording food, right? And so taking supplements in a very concentrated and goal-oriented format is a really great way to bridge the gap. Speaking of supplements and supporting your body, we're going to start with a superstar of supplements called NAC. So what is NAC? NAC is also known as, I'm going to butcher the pronunciation, bear with me, N-acetylcysteine. It's a derivative of the amino acid L-cysteine and is a precursor of the cellular antioxidant glutathione. What does NAC do? What NAC does is scan the body for and neutralize harmful free radicals that can cause oxidative damage to muscle tissue, body organs, and DNA. And so in layman's terms, what this means is that NAC helps the body protect itself from things that will age and mutate and cause the body to break down. It's a way of increasing longevity, so to speak. Main benefits of NAC and supplementing with NAC is that NAC may also boost immune system function by acting as a glutathione precursor. Glutathione is known as the most powerful antioxidant in the world. Glutathione is known and believed to protect other antioxidants, among them vitamins C and E, by prolonging and enhancing their effectiveness. And so NAC works synergistically with other immune boosting vitamins by increasing their effectiveness. So that was NAC, and you know that you have good NAC if it smells like rotten eggs, basically, when you get it. Next, we are going to do a bit of a highlight on ashwagandha. What is ashwagandha? Now, ashwagandha is known as Withania somnifera. In Ayurvedic medicine, ashwagandha is considered a rasayana. This means that it helps to maintain youth both mentally and physically. What does ashwagandha do? Ashwagandha as a supplement blunts the effects of cortisol, which is also known as the stress hormone. Many of the recent medical studies have compared the effects of ashwagandha to the pharmaceutical drug lorazepam. Lorazepam is typically a drug used to treat anxiety. The effectiveness is pretty much on par if you look at the 2019 study that I will link to in the article. It's interesting to note that doctors still need more proof before prescribing ashwagandha or suggesting ashwagandha instead of lorazepam, but I invite you to make your own conclusions. In terms of the benefits of ashwagandha, pain relief seems to be one of the main positive benefits to supplementing with ashwagandha. There are many stories of success that I found online of folks using ashwagandha with success to treat pain from arthritis, and likely this mechanism of action is due to its effects on inflammation and toning down inflammation. Cortisol and stress and inflammation, all of these things work in a way to produce stress and fluffiness in your body functioning at a less than happy optimal level because of all of the stress and these excess hormones causing your body to go out of balance. And so ashwagandha helps to mitigate the effects of this stress, which is why it can be considered, from a definition standpoint, more of an adaptogen as opposed to a neurotropic, in my opinion. Let's get into some supplementation do's and don'ts. I relate the creation of a supplementation practice for an individual to the creation of an astrological birth chart. Every chart and every individual will have very specific needs, a very specific constitution, and as such, I cannot recommend every supplement blanket-wise to everyone. And as much as we love both NAC and ashwagandha, it doesn't necessarily mean that both those things are exactly right for you. There are a host of benefits for each of them. There are very little side effects for NAC, which is why I wrote an article about why it was very interesting that the FDA was trying to ban NAC. You can read more into that in the link below. As it comes to ashwagandha, there was some controversy with ashwagandha as it came to testosterone, because I believe that instead of testosterone, ashwagandha was the supplement or ingredient that was being used. Ashwagandha from a personal fitness standpoint would be great from a perspective of saying that whenever I personal train ladies and you're starting to lift weights, there's always a cost to anything that you're doing. And so with training, you do release stress and cortisol and inflammation as a result of training itself. And this is why supplementing properly helps to ensure that you gain all the benefits from training and a little bit less of what the stress does, which is just a fact of living, right? The biggest piece of advice I have in terms of a don't is to don't just take the marketing shtick at face value and read the labels properly before buying. Read the labels carefully and ensure that the product that you're looking at contains the specific ingredient you are looking to get in your Earth avatar, into your Soma body, as opposed to a proprietary blend which could have not enough to properly engage your body in the mechanism of action, or it could be on even the more dangerous side and have something that is not the ingredient or something very close to the ingredient that could have maybe an adverse reaction in you. So it's always good to know exactly what it is that you're taking. Okay, so for more magic, you can find the articles on NAC and ashwagandha, which contain all of the really interesting research about that back up the benefits behind both of those supplements. They're going to be available in the description. You can get our Soma Supplementation Checklist for just $3.33 from the store. I will link to that as well. You can also contact us as it comes to personal fitness training, because supplementation, of course, is synergistically involved in body alchemy and taking care of yourself. So I will also link to how you can sign up with that. And all presentation decks in their entirety, including the one from the last Soma Supplement Seminar, will be available to members of the Warrior class exclusively on Locals. And so I will have that up by the end of the week. Okay, Starseed, thank you so much for joining me on this episode of the Soma Supplement Seminar series. Our next episode will be next week, and what I will be focusing on are our mushroom allies, our magical mushroom allies, and it will be only exclusively available on the Warrior class. What will be available for, I guess, the general public, let's say, if you're not already a member, will be something along the lines of maca and the magic of maca. So stay tuned for those fun things oncoming. And if there are specific supplements that you would like for us to take a deeper look at as to their mechanisms of action and their benefits and their research, feel free to reach out and let us know. Otherwise, have a wonderful day, wonderful evening, wherever you are.